Hello Gundam fans, this is Prime92, and today I'll be looking at the 1/100 Master Grade Tallgeese from the Gundam Wing series. This is the one from I guess it's the Gatoki version. So it's a little different from the one you remember from the anime, where it was entirely white pretty much, with the like the black thrusters on the back. Now it's got a little bit of yellow, and it's got some slight it's more of a very, very, very light gray on parts like this middle piece in the chest, the stomach, the opening pieces on the thrusters on the back. It's very minor. I kind of wish it was a little darker just so you could see it better, but it's not too bad. And I do wish that the thrusters did have the black on them like they're supposed to. But I do like the yellow, because I think the yellow adds a little bit more to just the entirely white suit that it used to be. Well, pretty much. But it looks really, really nice. You even got the little bar in the center here. You do have the opening cockpit. And you have the little Zex figure, which looks really nicely detailed. You have his helmet. You can see his helmet there. The hair on the back. Really nice detailed uniform. And he is in the cockpit. It's hard to see, but he is tucked away in there. And you do get, of course, you get peel-off stickers. Ones for the little yellow trim on the wings here that are the thrusters. You also get little round circles, gray and red, for little circle areas on here, which I didn't use. But there's some on the legs that you can put them on. Some on the skirt armor, I believe. I just didn't use them. And then you have the water slide and the peel-off decals right here. Of course, you have the iconic symbol that goes on his shield. And overall, it is a pretty solid model kit. It is a little back-heavy because of the thrusters, but you can maneuver them to get them in the right center of balance pretty much. I don't have a problem, because his angles are so articulate. You can really get him to stand without too much fuss. So the overall design, taking the new few different aspects like the extra color, it is the Tallgeese, but I think it's a little more detailed than it used to be, so I really, really do like it. Now the head can go up and down, and it will rotate. So you have the little piece that moves with it. Cool little thing, underneath the helmet, I don't know if I can do this, but underneath the face mask is the Leo face. It even comes with a clear square piece, LED, like not LED, but a clear eye panel, eye camera to go over it. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Leo in the future, because what other sense is there? But I really like that. The arms go up and down, and forwards and backwards at the torso, and rotate. The shoulder armor can move. The arm will rotate below the shoulder. Double jointed elbow, and I really like the armor separation right here. Very nice. I do kind of wish this peg was a little longer. That connects into the upper arm. But it's not really loose, it just comes off a little too easily. Ball jointed wrist. Thumb on a ball joint. You got the interchangeable fingers. I have the holding hands. But you also have the normal like hands for the beam sabers, the open hands, and the fists, if you want to use them. The stomach can go forwards and back, and side to side, and then the waist will rotate some. These little teeny front skirts are separate. Not really sure if they really help that much. Now, I really like what they've done with the legs, because the skirt armor is connected to the leg panel here, which is connected to the leg. And it's on a bar that you can actually pull out some. So, it really does help. Legs, because of all that, you can get them really far forwards. And a little back. The back part doesn't seem to move, but the thrusters do open up, which is pretty cool. And you can get them out some, and you can see how it bends. That's really nice. And okay, it does come unpegged, but it's just a ball joint. Right back on. The double jointed knee, really like that panel separation. You can see the how that works really nice. And just looks nice and flush. But these little armor panels a little bit loose. There's another kid I remember that had the same problem. I don't remember which one. It's really annoying. The foot can go forwards and back. It's got a ball joint here, it can rotate. And then you have a joint in the actual foot down here, so you can actually get really nice side to side. And you have the toe here. And then of course you have the thrusters in the back, which when you move the wing open, everything else opens too. Well, if it doesn't get caught, of course. Like that. And there's a little hinge on the one thruster that opens it up a little bit, and this one comes down a bit. It's really nice. See that? When the wing opens up, that thruster bit slides down. It's a nice, really nice design. I really like it. And of course you have the joint here, which can move up and down and rotate, and then the joint at the actual torso can move up and down some. So, yeah, articulation is great. I love what they did with the leg pieces. I wasn't sure if they were just gonna... I figured they were just gonna peg them into the leg and be done with it, but they actually made it part of the skirt armor. And it still works well. It does sometimes come out, but it just goes right back in. I really like how they did that. And the feet, because of those ankles, you can really do some nice poses with all these joints. So I'm really happy with the articulation. Now, the Tallgeese isn't known for a lot of accessories. You do have the shield, which does look kind of plain without that decal on. It is a little more detailed than it used to be, with the nice yellow ring and the little inner detail here. Also nicely detailed on the inside. Now, you can actually use this handle. He can hold it without this connector. So if you want to have it as a normal handheld shield, but then of course you have the connector, which is on a ball joint and a hinge, and then another hinge down here, which will also rotate. And I love how they did this. They made it it's very nice. You don't even know it connects, but there's little panel. Alright. There's little panels here, and I accidentally shaved off there should be little pegs that you can get your fingernail on, and I accidentally shaved them off on the one, so I just did it to the other one. But you can actually flip that out, and now you can connect the shield right on to there. And now you have the shield mounted on the shoulder, and all that articulation. And of course the beam saber handles are mounted on the shield. Kind of hollow on the one side. I guess it's not a huge deal. It'll be, if he's holding it, if he's not, you can cover it up by having it, facing the shield itself. And you do get 2 clear pink beams. Now these are actually the curved ones. So that's nice. That's actually what they use with the, I think the Wing Gundam Kotoki. I can't remember if the normal Wing Gundam used them. I think the Wing Zero used them. Use them too. Stay. And that ball joint doesn't usually pop off. Oh, well, anyways, you also have his cannon. I don't know the name of it, but it is nicely detailed. A little clear piece for the scope. Got a handle here that can move and rotate. Another handle here that can move some. You've got this little... Okay, this is the only master raid I know of that I have. I can't think of any that has a spring. A lot of SDs have springs. But it's in here. And so when you kind of push back... I'm assuming this is to replicate its shooting, so like a pump action thing. And it seems you can actually push back and then lock it down with this piece. Like that. Well, that's pretty neat. I do like that. It's very, very easy. It doesn't intrude on the design. It's a very small spring, and it actually works. Got the ball joint here, a hinge, another ball joint. So it works the same as the shield side. And you just plug it in. Now, I'm probably, maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe I'm just not angling it enough with all the joints, but I do find it a little hard to get into the hand. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like this, but you might be able to fix it around to go under his shoulder, but I don't think you're supposed to. You can probably just fiddle around with all these joints. I've got it into his hand before. What I usually do is I do that first, and then I put it into the ball joint up here, and it seems to work a little better. But he's usually like this. It's hard to get the thing straight in his hand. And you can probably do it if you fiddle around with it enough. And of course you can just have it sitting on his shoulder when he's not using it, and it looks really nice. And it can sort of act as a third leg if you position it right. So that, you know, even if you do have problems with him standing, you can use that cannon to help. So, yeah, that's it for the accessories, and that's what it needs, and I really like how they used it, how they utilized the few accessories he has, and they really made them look nice. I like that spring. That's kind of cool. You don't need it, but it is nice. And the shield actually works rather well, you know, at the same time. And I like the extra yellow ring. So accessories are good. Well, let's compare this guy to his rival in the anime. And they look really nice together. Wow, I thought they need to make more of the anime versions, like anime Sandrock, because the versions are definitely different from the Kotoki. So it would be nice to see the more anime-esque mobile suits. Oh man, Leo has to come, since they have that head underneath, and of course the Epion. Epion is a little taller. I also love that. I've always loved the Mohawk-esque design on the head. It's like is it a Greek or a Roman warrior, I think? A Roman helmet that they were going for? I've always liked that. Always thought it was really neat. So that is the Master Grade Tallgeese. A long time coming. I know a lot of us have been wanting it, including myself. And I think it was well worth the wait. It looks amazing. I think the little added color of yellow really helps. I do wish these were a darker color on the backpack, but you can fix that with some paint. But the design is so awesome. It is definitely a great looking Tallgeese. So that's about it, and I'll see you at the next review.